Success in life is joy in life. It's happiness, it's freedom, it's abundance in every area of your life. And the reason why most women are not experiencing abundance at the level that they desire in every area of their life is because they are stuck in the past or they are avoiding the past. Well. Hey, everyone. Welcome to day 2. Welcome back to Own Your Throne. Where are all my queens? Let me see you in the chat box, warming up this party, saying hello, presencing your big, beautiful, amazing personality, self and soul mission. And let's start welcoming the entire community. For those of you that are new to this community, let me say a very warm welcome. My name is Gina DeVee. I am the founder of Divine Living and the author of The Audacity to Be Queen. But mostly, I am your soul sister on the journey to help you discover and explore what's really meant for your life in the biggest, most pleasurable, most amazing, most spiritually connected way possible. Here in the Divine Living community, I wouldn't necessarily call us rebels. We're just really done with status quo. You know, I don't think that we have an axe to grind as much as we are just complete with being told what to do, how to do it, not listening to our intuition, thinking that someone else knows more, has a better answer. And everything about owning your throne is about coming home to your soul and your soul's calling, getting in alignment with your divine destiny, opening up to literally experiencing unlimited possibility in your life, and declaring that you can be, do, and have anything and everything you desire. Your dreams are not too big for me or this community, and they're not too big for God. And so this is really a vortex where you get to open up to abundance, open up to big thinking, open up to big financial flow, open up to the really big life that is the only thing that actually delights you and lights you up. And anything that has you stuck, annoyed, frustrated, bored, feeling not great about yourself with, we are here to help you clean that up. And when I say when we're here to help you do that, we're all doing that in our own lives. We're all at different levels, in different seasons, myself included. And I continuously am here for growth. I'm continuously growing into my queenhood. And I'm so lit up and excited about the abundance and the unlimited possibility that it just oozes out of me. And it comes in the form of teachings, and it comes in the form of being so humbled and so grateful that this is my calling and that this is the work that I get to do. So for those of you that are looking for your own calling and aren't clear, you are in the right spot. A queen is very clear about her calling. Queens aren't broke. Queens have an incredible spiritual connection. And queens also have different seasons in their lives. And sometimes our crowns, we feel like they have fallen off, or they have gone straight up invisible, or maybe even have gotten tarnished. And the process here is for us all to love ourselves back to life and to love each other into who you really are, the truth of who you are, the bigness, the strength, the power, the confidence, all of it. So having said that, I am so delighted that you are here for day 2 of Owning Your Throne. This is a special 3-day experience that gives you a taste of what else is possible. And if you want more, I'll be sharing with you how you can extend your journey with us. But today I want you to know, give yourself the remainder of this hour to be present, to open up to hearing. You just never know what's the one thing you need to hear that just changes everything. Freedom is a thought away. And when you show up for you, when you prioritize you, when you listen to you, when you take a risk on you, when you dare to really be you unapologetically, woo! life gets easy. The big calls that you've been dreaming about coming in, you're not reaching out anymore. They're calling you. And this is happening every single day in my life right now. So I'm not saying this for anything other than to let you know what is possible for each and every one of us. And there was a long season that I was in, not so unrecently, quite recently, where I couldn't have said that because it wasn't what was happening for me. And to have gotten my breakthrough, to know beyond what I'm meant for, to be so lit up about it, to be living the lifestyle of my dreams with the king of my dreams, having financial flow being really abundant, it is my great joy and pleasure to share what I have learned, to share what wasn't working for me and what is, because I really believe that what I'm doing, it's universal truth. And my specifics are different, but the way that I'm doing it is for absolutely everyone. And I cannot hold back. I cannot not be transparent. I cannot be so excited for you and the big life that you are meant to experience. And that means we're here for all of it. You know, for those of you who don't know, I have a master's degree in clinical psychology. I'm a former psychotherapist. I was $75,000 in debt, and I have been on an entrepreneurial journey of discovering how can I create wealth the feminine way? How can I have a meaningful career and a luxurious lifestyle? And all of these have come into fruition for me. And I'm still going for it. I am not content, and I don't want you to be either. We are grateful, yes. Content, never, because that means that you've stopped growing, and that means you've stopped dreaming, and that means you've stopped desiring bigger and more in your life. So I am a believer that more is more. And that doesn't mean a bigger house or more diamonds. It means more life, more abundance, more contribution, more of who you actually are, more fun, more community, more of all of the elements that just feed your soul so that you are just literally going from glory to glory. So that's what we are here for. Are you in the right spot? Well, someone let me know in the chat if you're in the right spot for you. If you're in the right spot, let me see it in the chat. If this isn't what you're interested in, you've now been warned what the rest of the conversation is going to be. All right, my loves, let's kick this off with a prayer, and then we will dive into today's content. Dear God, thank you. Thank you that most of the rules we have been following have been pointless. Thank you that somewhere in our own heart of hearts, we knew that all of your beautiful planets, including Mercury, who likes to do its little dance, can't even distract us from the glory that we're headed towards. We knew that when other people told us we weren't enough, that we couldn't, and somehow we interpreted the message that we're not good enough or important or it's not safe or any of the lack and the smallness. We knew it wasn't true. We knew it wasn't of you. So today we release and we let go. And we see the areas in our life where we're playing small. We see the areas in our life where we have doubted you. We see the areas in our life where we did not give ourselves permission to be, do, and have what we ultimately desire. And we see today that you are the one that has placed the desires in our heart. We see that you have placed opportunities before us that we have said no to. And we have gotten ourselves locked in a prison that you did not lock us in. So we open up to unlimited abundance today. We open up to being fearless. We open up to knowing that you are source, that our strength is in you, that our power is in you, that our love, that our joy, that our bliss, and the way that we are intended to live our lives is according to your spiritual plans for us. You have promised us that your ways are higher than our ways, and they most definitely are. So today we let go of the old. We identify the conditioning, and we choose to be renewed by the transforming of our minds. We choose you. We choose love. We choose power. We choose grace. We choose contribution. We choose ourselves as you have designed us to be. And we pray this believing, amen. That's right, my queens. Amen, amen. Okay, so let's do a quick recap from yesterday. Who was here yesterday? What did you get out of yesterday? Actually, I'm even gonna get my glasses out for this one. What did you get for yourself, for those of you who were here? What did you get yesterday? I want one little nugget, just in case I doubted that it was of any contribution to you or your life. Did you walk away with any, I don't know, let's see, do not self-abandon. All right, so not all is lost. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. What did you get out of yesterday? I am here and now for a reason. Yes, that I was conditioned to be responsible from a young age, right? Believe in your dream, Anna says. I love this. Tracy, and is that Nadege? Did I say that right? Anna, Brenna, my limited thinking is mine to let go. Yes, address the old, and it's okay to let it go. Exactly, Rachel, actually required for such a time as this. Don't get overwhelmed. Oh, so there was some, Edith Hall said, don't get overwhelmed. All right, understanding past factors that have created obstacles. Okay, well, I'm glad that yesterday was somewhat of a contribution in your life, and we're gonna take it a lot further. The point of yesterday, we can get you the replay if you don't have it, but I'm gonna sum it up for you. Nobody's life has gone perfectly. Not yours, not mine, not any woman here. And there are what we'd call the imperfect things that have happened in our lives have created real insecurities, real doubts, real trappings of living a smaller life than what we or God wants for us. And yet, the weak will become strong. And so none of that happened by happenstance. None of it is not going to be used for good. None of it needs dwelled on also. None of it needs to be focused on. You and I are meant to take any wounding, any insecurity, any doubt, any fear, and make sure that we are using those specific areas in our life to be transformed to be the strongest areas in your life. If I broke my arm, we know enough about science that if I broke my right arm here, and if it is healed properly, P.S., properly is the key word there. If it's healed properly, this arm right here, it'll actually be stronger than another place in this arm or a place in this arm that was never broken at all. Do you get that? And the weak will become strong. The most broken, frustrating, defeated, disappointing parts of your life are actually the places where you get to become the strongest. That, my queen, is exciting. Now, the problem is when it's not healed properly. When it's not healed properly. If I broke my bone and didn't get it healed properly, and it would just fuse together and it would be disformed. And it wouldn't work properly. And it would not be the strongest area of my life. Or of my arm. You do the healing that gets you into the alignment of the strength of who you are. That is how you use the past without focusing on it, but actually use it for good in your life. And in my course over the period of the 10 weeks in Own Your Throne, we go into the intricacies when we have the time to do that. And we dive deep and we go in and taking a look at where do these belief systems come and what form did they take? Where did they root? And how are they living in your life today? so that they get to be transformed. So I want you to understand Esther's story, not perfect, orphaned, exiled, taken out of her comfort zone, the most unlikely candidate. If you feel like the most unlikely candidate to live a big life or merely to live your calling, you're in the right spot. That's just the past. And the reason why most women are not more successful in life, and I don't just mean about a bank account, it includes a bank account, but not only. Success in life is joy in life. It's happiness, it's freedom, it's abundance in every area of your life. And the reason why most women are not experiencing abundance at the level that they desire in every area of their life is because they are stuck in the past or they are avoiding the past, right? So getting stuck and overly focused and self-identifying with the past, well, I'm the victim and I'm not good enough and I come from this family, or it hasn't worked out before and nothing works for me, or like I've always been fat, or my mom was a single mom, I'm going to be single all my, like whatever the story is, I want you to know it's only there to be transformed, to be the strongest area of your life. You're not going to be like the 95% of other women out there that are going to get stuck or avoid it in some way. And avoid it usually takes a form of addiction. And do not let the high functioning queens out there fool you that it's anything other than an addiction. Workaholism is workaholism. Do not think that because someone is successful in their career, that they are not desperately avoiding a black hole in their heart. I don't want that to be you. I don't want that to be any one of us. I don't want you to avoid anything. I want you to have the courage to feel it and move through it and not be afraid of it. So you can then sit there and be like, yeah, that was me. And now it's transformed. And it's the strongest area of my life. And sister, did you need a helping hand? Because I know how to get through it. That is the power of what we're talking about. So owning your throne starts with owning your past. You don't get to get stuck in it and you don't get to avoid it. You do get to own it. You with me? Say, I want you to write down, for those of you taking notes, I own where I came from. I own where I came from. I own what I have overcome. I own what I have been through. I own the path of life that has brought me to this very moment. And again, there's more help along the way, but I want to give you the sense of where we're going with this. When you can so own the abandonment, when you can so own the rejection, which does not mean take it on that this is who you are. When I say own it, you're owning the experience. That means you're in charge. If you own your home, who is in charge of what color those walls are? You get to paint it any color you want. Who's in charge of the remodel? Who's in charge? You. When you own it, you're the one in charge. When it owns you, it's in charge. And there's too many women letting the past own them. Not you, queen. You are owning your throne. I'm going to show you in every intricacy, in every thought, in every feeling, boom, that must be transformed. So then we get to, and I'm going to, like I said, go way more into that. And then but today we're going to go into what the next step is. That's owning your present. And here's where the present lives. The present is what is before you today. Today. The present is how you feel today. The present is what you desire today. So in this moment, we're not going to live in the past or the future. I want you to just gather your full self into this moment. And I want you to write down 10 desires. 10 desires that you have. You know what they are. They're the things you think about and dream about all the time. I just want you to get them down on the page. This shouldn't take long. personal or professional, lifestyle or anything. I want you to write down, we're going to do a bit of an exercise here. 10 desires. You want to make this much money. You want to lose that much weight. You want to heal with this family member. You want to take that trip. You want to redecorate your home, hire a stylist, whatever your thing is. 10 desires that are, you know, not the, I want to build the school overseas or start the orphan, like where are you at right now? 10 desires. Drop in the chat when you're done. Just be honest with yourself. Make sure they're the real ones. I desire this divorce to be complete, the move to be done, the soulmate to appear, the time off to spend with my kids, whatever it is for you. And I'd like to see some variety, no lopsided all career business things. I'd like to deepen my faith, have a clearer intuition, have a morning routine be an actual habit for me. And when you're done, go ahead and drop in the chat. Love seeing all these queens dumping the desires onto the page. It's getting real here. And I want you to keep it real also. These desires are very real. The 10K months, the 25K months, the 7-figure years, the whatever it is. Got a couple of dones. This is not new, very likely for most of you. This is the stuff that's swirling around. Been there quite a while, hasn't it? That's how you really know they're real. You know, the ones that kind of come and go, you know, not as anchored in, the ones that just don't leave you. The ones that just are still there. You got to honor those puppies. Those ones that, like, as much as you've ignored them, as much as you've doubted them, as much as you haven't given them time, attention, focus, they're still showing up. You gotta give them some credit. Okay. So for those of you that are still coming up with your 10, you write those down. For those of you that have gotten your 10, now here's what you came for today. This is going to be worth the price of admission. I want you to go and rank what percentage of the way are you between that and the manifestation of the desire. Like I said, worth the price of admission. So for example, if you have a dream of making $10,000 a month and you are currently making $1,000 a month, then you are 10% on your way. So I would like you to phrase it in the positive so that you are 10% there. And be honest with yourself, there's a 90% gap. And just go through and rank them. And for the emotional or the less tangible ones, you know, like if you, I don't know, have 20 pounds to lose, you see where you're at on your journey. And for the emotional ones, you know, just do a feeling thing, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, if you're looking to forgive someone and 10 would be, I've totally forgiven them. and admittedly you're kind of at a 3 right now, then you can rank it that way. Because these desires are important and we got to get intimate with them. We got to get close to them, which means you got to really see and be honest about where you're at with them. Humbling, huh? I mean, maybe some of you are closer to yours than where I was at in my journal this morning, but I'll give you your time. You can drop in the chat when you've made your honest analysis, and I'm not going to ask you to say it out loud, so you get to genuinely be honest. Right? It is sobering. Because we're all excited about our desires, and most of us have been talking about them for quite some time, years even. And then for those of you that are done, just because we're a transparent, honest community here, what's the average percentage of where you're at on your way to your desire? And this is not a competition. This is just a reflection. Because I can let you know, I was very humbled to see, I got my journal right here, of the 10 that I did today. I told you, we're doing this together. We are doing this together. I'll go through. Here's me trying to look at my journal without my glasses. What's happening? Okay, this one. 22% accomplished, 0%, 10% accomplished, 10% accomplished, 11% accomplished. I mean, I got the calculator out, people. I needed every percentage I could get. I couldn't even just, round up here. 0% accomplished, 20% accomplished, 0% accomplished, 32% accomplished. Ooh, we had a spike, people. 1% accomplished. Talk about humbling. Now, the cool part is, if we lowered our expectations and diminished our desires, our percentages would look different. But we're queens. So then there's that. So what I want this to be is an experience of an invitation for you to lean into the truth of who you are, the bigness of who you are, the capability that is inside of you, and to perhaps own for yourself that you've been playing at a 2%, a 20%, a 10%, whatever capacity. Because I'm pretty sure you're like me in this one. You didn't write down a goal that you didn't think you could accomplish. You didn't write down a goal that no person in the history of the world has ever not accomplished. Like, the goal you wrote down is humanly accomplishable. You probably know people that have accomplished that goal. They're maybe even, according to your assessment, not as talented and capable as you. And yet they've done it. And no one is authorized to not feel amazing about themselves right now. Queens can take an honest look. Like, wow. I mean, that's what I did today. I was like, wow, I have been talking about each one of these categories for quite some time. And here's the percentage. The goal hasn't changed. And neither has the inching to it. I mean, some of it, I mean, I can't, I don't want to not give credit where credit's due. The 32%, the 20%, and even the 10%, they used to be at zero also. The others that are still at zero are at zero, but they're not all at zero. So if not all of yours are at zero, I want you to acknowledge the progress that you have made. And then chances are you're looking at at this rate, I'm going to be 4,987 years old by the time I get there. Right? At this rate, with this level of consciousness, at this action pace, for whatever our reasons have been, we will be 4,987 years old by the time that we experience this manifestation. Fortunately, we serve a very loving God. Fortunately, we all let go about 33 minutes ago, status quo. All of everybody else's rules and the way that everyone else says it needs to happen, and even the way our own psyche said, this will grow at this rate, because that's the evidence that we have in the physical plane right now. The only way that we will actually experience this manifestation in this lifetime is not from doing more. If we were going to do that, please, wouldn't we all have done that by now? Of course, these are not new desires. There's not enough action that we could even take to make most of this happen in this lifetime. So we need miracles. We need a shift in perception. We need a different level of consciousness. Other people that have accomplished these things are not better than you. But if they have manifested them, they very likely have a different level of consciousness. And that is the invitation. That is the work that we get to do. You get to hold yourself at higher esteem. You're not a damsel in distress, and you're not a little girl that needs saved, like they've told us our whole lives. You get to show up for yourself and hold yourself in a more powerful way and do the work to raise your vibration and your consciousness so that you can be a magnet and bend time and space and draw opportunities, abundance, your soulmate, and every single one of these desires and so much more to you. But it's not going to be where you're at. And it's not going to be where you came from. It's going to be how you show up in life from this day moving forward. We're not going to have any hope addicts here. Hope addiction is just believing, no, I'll do it this time. There's nothing for you to do. There's everything for you to be. To be brilliant, to be worthy, to be in reception, receiving of your good, to be capable, to be strong, to be eligible, to be the one. This is a change in vibration. When you've actually conditioned yourself to say, yes, it's me. Yes, I am worthy. Yes, I draw my good to me. So understanding the process, there is a process there too. Miracles are not magic. And, I always said, I was really grateful that I didn't make more money faster. The money, once it started coming in, it came in pretty quickly. And because it didn't come in even more quickly, I got to kind of be aware of my growth in the process. And I didn't skip steps and levels and pieces of awarenesses and beliefs about myself. I got to like, it was like, you know, when you're like in slow motion, you can kind of like see a thought coming towards you. I got to see the change. I got to catch, oh, this is where I used to take myself out of the game. This is where I used to deflect. This is where I used to be insecure. This is where I used to not show up for myself and hide and be invisible and then get mad at the world or clients or whatever because they couldn't see me because I couldn't see me. I was not holding myself in high enough esteem. I used to get mad at people when they wouldn't pay my rate. Well, I was the one that I wanted to value those rates. And there was a part of me that did, but there was a conditioned part that didn't. Ooh, that's expensive. You will be renewed by the transforming of your mind. Nowhere does it say work 18 hours a day and then you'll win the race. You will be renewed by the transforming of your mind. And so the transformation of your past and you just making those areas so strong in you. If you were a victim, if you were left out, if you were behind, if you were told you weren't good enough, if you were told you can't, that gets alchemized and that gets to be strong in your present. In the present, you take a look at, I am nowhere close to my goal. Me, the consciousness of who I am at today, the person that I am being, the person that I am vibing, is 90% away from my actual desire and has been for years. There isn't a funnel in the world that can save you. Trust. This is all about you declaring, I am unavailable for lack. I am unavailable for smallness. I am unavailable to be left behind. I am unavailable to just watch everyone else soar. And this is not about jealousy, and this is not about envy, and this is not about keeping up with anyone else. This is about showing up for yourself, believing in yourself, totally aligning between you, God, and the universe, that you can be, do, and have all that you desire. And that's when you move from begging to declaring. And you declare and bring in your truth and bring in your worth and bring in your visibility and bring in your abundance and bring in your desires. And you do that by stop making yourself wrong. You do that by stop doubting that this can happen in a certain amount of time. You do this by stop saying, well, that's going to be really hard and I don't know what to do, or I'm confused and I don't have what it takes. This has to be a shift in consciousness. This is what owning your throne is all about. It's about being the most evolved version of yourself, not going and doing a bunch of stuff. And this is the most rewarding part. It's like, isn't it a relief to know it's not about going outside of you and hustling to make anything happen? You can't do that. There was, I just actually got off the phone right before this call with someone that I have been acquainted with years ago. Our paths had crossed. And this person is playing on some really big stages and in some really big ponds and with some really big people. And she's just cool. I follow her on Instagram and I make comments here or there and I celebrate her along the way. And one day, she slides into my DMs and she's like, hey, let's set up a call to connect. When you are being confident, when you are being the light that you are meant to be, when you are being your message, I could have DM'd her at any point. I didn't even have to do that to have the call come in. This is what, do you know how many times I went chasing other people in my lack consciousness and my not good enough and my like, oh, can I please be invited to the party energy? Exhausted. I remember one time when my book first came out, I sent out 50 podcast pitches. 50. How many responses did I get? 1 out of the 50. And you know what the one person said? Fill out an application. And then I still didn't get on the podcast. This is what happens when you're going and doing all the work from a lack consciousness place. Do the work within. The kingdom of heaven is within. You literally will draw the student. We had a lovely conversation. Oh, and just because God has a sense of humor, she, like, we don't know each other that well. Like I said, we had like one phone call maybe 5 years ago. And she was like, so tell me about you. What do you have going on? And I kind of felt, she's like, do you have a book? And then I said, yeah. And I told her about it. She's like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. She's like, I totally forgot. And then she tells me this story. She's like, this is the reason I reached out and DM'd you in the first place. She said, I was at Barnes and Noble with my stepdaughter, and she gets to pick out whatever books she wants. And she walked by Barnes and Noble and she loved the cover of your book. And, you know, she's 10. She's like, she loved the gold and the glitter and this. So she picked it. She's like, Gina, she literally has that book. I'm going to send you a picture. She's like that. She has your book in her bedroom. Like, that's why I originally reached out to you. So you just see the way God works. Like, it wasn't even her, the 10-year-old daughter. Like God will use anyone to connect you with whoever you're meant to be connected with. And then she's like, what can I do to support you? Who can I introduce you to? Like, if you have anything that you want me to advertise, send it to me. I'll put it in my store. Like, I mean, she couldn't have been more generous and more glorious. Not a pitch. Not one email went out for this. And so this is just one of so many examples of when you are living your life on purpose, when you have transformed your mind, when you have owned your throne, when you have done the inner work, it all comes to you. Why do you think I'm sitting in the English countryside right now? Why do you think my Soho House membership app went through right now? All these things that I've worked for years and couldn't get in and didn't get invited to the party, and like all the doors that were shut, all opening now because I've been changing my consciousness through this process of own your throne. So I want to invite you to own your throne with me. And I'm telling you, we are journeying together, ladies. We are journeying together. If you go to divineliving.com/own your throne, let me explain the change in consciousness that occurs. So in week 1 in this program, and my team will put in the chat, in week 1 of the program, I'm going to teach you how to fall in love with your life. How many people are in love with your life? Because I am now. For the past year and a half, I have not been. I have in other seasons of my life, but we go through these different seasons. If you are not in love with your life, you are not alone. 7 of my friends are getting divorced right now. People are reevaluating their lives. Women are like, what am I doing in this corporate job? Like, there's so much going on. I'm going to show you how to fall in love with your life and declare your non-negotiable desires, getting you into a place of power, a place of conviction, using your words to be declaring and calling your good into you. In week 2, we're going to master the skill of self-permission so you never doubt yourself again. What if you didn't need to look around and be like, is that okay? Am I wearing the okay thing? Did I say the okay thing? Like, is it okay to these 10 desires? Like, is it even okay? Self-permission. You're going to get that so deeply rooted in yourself and not spend any time doubting yourself. You're going to spend your time getting great at receiving. Become untriggerable and eliminate self-sabotage. No more gossip, no more fear, no more, I can't believe this has happened, no more feeling like a victim, no more getting upset. Those are all detours. We're going to eliminate the self-sabotage when you change this consciousness. For such a time as this, what are you meant for? Esther had her calling, I've got mine, you've got yours. Every woman deserves to be so crystal clear and in love with the lane that you are dancing in life, that you are just like, this is what you're here for. And if you're not clear, then come join us and we'll get you clear. Get great at receiving and serving by making spirituality your superpower. I've been so humbled and blessed to hear so many people say, Gina, when I've read your book or listened to the podcast or taken the course, it's like, I didn't really realize that I was had lost my faith in God, or I didn't really feel connected to spirit, or like you've gotten me to start believing again. If I can be any part of having this be a contribution in your life, where you have your spiritual connection in the way that you identify it, that just lights you up and you're just like, yes, this is mine, then come join. Wake up to your truth by accessing your intuition. What's not to love? The courage to communicate like a queen. I've gotten so clean and clear in my communication, stuff that I used to avoid in the way that I see other people create so many messes unnecessarily. We're going to clean that all up and get you into your power. Rewrite the hidden subconscious contracts that ruin your life. Strengthen your self-worth and live your unique purpose with confidence, and live your legendary life using the feminine art of manifesting. This feeling that you have right now, this feeling of bigness, this feeling of hope and desire and possibility is what you get every single week for actually over 10 weeks. The class is 10 weeks, but the enrollment starts now, and I have an amazing bonus for all of you. So stay tuned and wait till you hear this. So the 10-week virtual course technically starts on October 4th. And what you get every single week, 2-hour live calls with me on Zoom. Whoop. We're going to change that. 2-hour live calls with me on Zoom. There's an hour of teaching and then an hour of super juicy coaching that is just so transformative when you see the other women in the program just sharing their truth and their bigness and their vulnerability. You're just going to like love every person in the group. You get a welcome packet that I personally read and study for every single one of you that fill it in. A weekly workbook, prayer, and meditation coming your way to anchor it all in. And you get access to the Own Your Throne Facebook group. All of this for a one-time payment of $997 or the payment plan of $99 a month. I didn't want anyone who wants in on this to not have access to it. So pick your payment plan and get yourself in, because let me tell you something. Here's why. When I say enrollment starts now, it means it starts now. I am gifting anybody who registers today for this new program, Own Your Throne. It starts October 4th. I am going to gift you my entire A-list accelerator. This is a preparation that when I used it in the Divine Living Academy, people said it was worth the price of admission alone. The Divine Living Academy was 10 grand. This A-list accelerator is going to prepare you in such a feminine, soulful, holistic way for the new content and the new consciousness that's about to come. I've got, there's like a life cleanse in there. There's a reading list, there's audios, there's time management stuff. You're going to see what I want to help you do is get so much off your plate, out of your inbox, deleting things that are clogging up what's going to lead to this higher level of consciousness for you. And I want you to be supported in that. It takes time to get you ready to be the queen that you are. So I want you to get in today. You're going to get this instantly, this A-list accelerator. Some of you may have it. You can type in the chat like how literally life-changing this is. So not only are you going to get in today, you're going to get the A-list accelerator. You're going to get into the Facebook group, all the good things. Then if you know that this is something, this journey is what you want, and you want to be in the room with me and an intimate group of women, then there is a retreat option. The retreat includes the 10-week course plus a 3-day retreat. It's November 9th through 11th in Santa Monica, California. And you can click on the retreat option if that is for you. Very limited space in my retreats. Like I said, you'll get the 10-week course plus the retreat if you pick the retreat option. And then the third option is the year-long mastermind. And for those of you that are craving a larger container, you can read what is included in the mastermind. It's a very high level group. It is by application only. I want to take really good care. If you're not sure if it's for you, fill out the application and then I can take a look and we'll do an interview and I can help you with that. But here's what I know for sure. What for sure is I keep clicking the wrong thing is what I know for sure. What I know for sure is that everyone, including myself, will benefit from being on this 10-week journey. So I want you to go to divineliving.com/own your throne and pick your payment plan, get yourself registered, get yourself into this community, this vortex. You're going to see your vibration is going to raise so much. You're going to be with me every single week for 10 weeks in the course. I also have a bonus call coming up for those of you who are getting registered before the course. Do not miss out on that. You won't get that once that bonus has passed. So make sure that you get in on that and do this A-list accelerator. You know, one of the reasons other courses don't work is because you're piling more onto an already full plate. And so I want to take such good care of you from the feminine perspective. I want you to get into the course now, make the decision. Successful people, you already know you're going to do it. Don't wait till the last minute. That's just ridiculous. Then you're going to be looking for links at midnight before the class starts. That's not queenly. You already know you're going to do it. It's $99 a month. It's like said no one ever, I didn't think this is what's going to be in the course. The course didn't deliver. Like everyone's like life-changing, best thing I ever did. Like just do yourself a favor. Own your throne, get into the course, even choose the payment plan. Like do whatever's easiest for you. Choose the full pay, whatever you want. Get in and start preparing you, because this is what I'm here for, to prepare your heart, to prepare your consciousness, to sit by you week after week after week and watch your transformation, watch your progression, watch you just thrive as you're connecting the dots and seeing what you get to let go and who you get to say no to and how you do get to show up for your life in a really big way. That's what I'm here for. Big thinking, big lives, big abundance, big money, big wealth consciousness, big community, and big personalities saying, you know what, this is my time. This is what I'm here for. I'm not playing small. I don't know how to make all this happen even in my lifetime, let alone in the time frame that I'd really desire it, but God does. And so being in this vortex where you are just, you can't give up on yourself. You can't not keep thinking big. You keep showing up and you keep following through. And with this content and information, you're going to see, you're not going to think differently on week 1 as you are week 10. You're not going to hold yourself differently. You're not going to have the same confidence that you have right now. You're going to be so much stronger, so much wiser, so much more developed, so that you are literally vibing in and bringing to you all those big opportunities that you crave and that you deserve. So it is my great joy and pleasure to be with you on this journey. Go ahead and get yourself registered, divineliving.com/own your throne. Send that link out to your besties, your sisters, whoever else you think can really benefit from this. It's a global community, and this core work of women showing up the spiritual way, the feminine way, living by spiritual principles, deepening their faith, not bowing to hustle culture and opening up to the divine. That's what this vortex is for. I look forward to being on the journey with you and seeing you there. Go get yourself registered. I want you to get into that A-list accelerator. You'll get that instantly. You'll get all the call information, and you will get the 10 weeks into owning your throne like you never have before. Mwah. Lots of love, everyone. Take care. See ya in Own Your Throne. Go get yourself registered.